Morning, everybody. It's Sunday morning. I am out in the shop today, so I just got done bringing all of my blanks over from Glue Up, and as you can see, I've got large sections done of each of them. We're going to try to finish these up and hopefully get some of these double sections glued together today. That's one of my primary goals. The other thing I'm doing is I just finished this morning editing the video on, boy, that's a great picture of me. Editing the video of the Mid-Ohio Valley Pin Turners gathering. It's just kind of an informational video. Man, I got a little long on that video. It's a little over 30 minutes long, but it covers everything I could gather about the show from the website. And I even ran the information I gathered past Jason Rose, who's putting the show on, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. And he found one or two things that I did. It really wouldn't be that long, except I kind of expound on a few things. You know, if I know a vendor, I try to tell you a little bit about them. So I'm trying to give additional information beyond just what is listed on the website, because you go out to a website, you look down through there and say, okay, demonstrators, blah 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 and blah. Well, a lot of those demonstrators I've seen before, or I know them, and I want to tell you, hey, this guy is so and so. He does this because I try to relate it to you guys, because what would you be asking me, or what would you be asking someone else about these people or about these processes? And that's kind of what I try to do. So it made it a little bit long, but I think there's a lot of valuable information in there, and I really hope a whole bunch of you guys can make it out to the show. I'm going to get back to my glue ups, and I'll keep you guys posted on everything else that happens today. Well, my turntable shelf is now complete. It is ready to be hung on the wall. It's not beautiful, but I went for function over form on this one. It's going to serve the purpose. It's going to serve it very well, and that is really the only thing I was concerned about. I'm going to head over to the wall and see if I can't find a good spot to mount it. I got the shelf finished. It's mounted, and I got my first album on there. Let me flip you around and show you. Kicking it off with a little Van Halen, their first album. This is a good one. I'm so excited to have this in the shop. I gotta shut this camera off so I can hear some music. I've been working really hard on these chaos blanks, and I'm super happy with where I'm at right now. Let me give you a quick peek. Here's 3 of the pieces that are complete. They look great. I'm super happy with them. When I put them together down here on this end where the ends line up, you'll notice I got a gap there. That's not a big deal. What I'll do is I'll mark these, and I'll come back, I'll cut this end off, and a piece like this can be brought down here and filled in there so that I can square up the left and right end. And that'll make the blank more, it'll actually be a rectangle, and then I'll start cutting my angle slices out of it. The other pieces, I literally just put the glue on them. They're sitting here on the other side of the shop drying, and they need about 15-20 minutes, and I'll be ready for the jointing / cleanup process. In the meantime, I need something else to keep me busy, so I pulled out, back when I went to the show in Augusta, the Pin Turner show, I bought 3 Vietnam tribute blanks from Jason Rose, and I bought 3 Monarch pin kits from Classic Nib. And my wife had asked me to turn pins for, she has 2 brothers and an uncle who served in Vietnam, and she wanted me to turn each of them a tribute pin and give it to them as a little bit of a gift, just to kind of say thank you for your service. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go ahead, I'm sorry about that, that lighting's not the best. I'm going to go ahead and get those pins turned. I've got one of them on the lathe already. I just sharpened my tool right before I glued everything up, so I'm going to go over there and turn. The only issue is I do believe that shop back is shot. I let it sit overnight so it's completely cool. I turned it on, and it's still making that funny noise, and it's still got that burning smell. So I think probably, I've used it quite a bit. I mean, I turn it on when I run the lathe, and it just runs and runs and runs. And when I clean the cars, it takes a long time. And I think the super heat we've had out here, it's been super hot, on top of, running it for so long, I think I've just burnt the motor out. So it looks like I'm going to be in the market for another shop vac, which kind of stinks, but it's just part of it, So I'm going to shut this off, head over there, get started on these blanks, and I'll keep you guys posted on how far I get with the glue ups on the Chaos blank, as well as the turning of the Vietnam tribute blanks. One thing I forgot to do is I just got done listening to a couple of albums. I told you I was listening to Van Halen's first. Killer album, incredible album. I also finished up a great Van Halen album, Women and Children First. This album is amazing. And currently on the turntable is, this is Van Hagar. Let me turn around and get rid of the glare there. This is 5150 with Sammy Hagar. So it's a little different twist than Dave. I gotta say, I am a David Lee Roth fan. Preferred Van Halen when David Lee Roth was fronting the group. I like Sammy as well, but it's just not Van Halen without Dave. And I did get a chance, I've seen him 3 or 4 times, early on twice with Dave, and I can't remember if I saw him once or twice with Sammy, but then I turned around and just recently they kicked off, well, recently, it's been a couple years ago now that I think about it, but when they brought Dave back and they had Wolfgang, which is Eddie Van Halen's son on bass, which that concert was not that great. I mean, I hate to say it, David Lee Roth is still a performer, but he was forgetting the lyrics. It was the very first show in the tour, so that may be part of it, but he forgot some of the lyrics, so that was a little disappointing. And Wolfgang Van Halen, he is just no Michael Anthony. You know, he stood over in the corner, he played the guitar, he wasn't animated. And Michael Anthony, if you follow Van Halen at all, you know he's all over the stage. Him and Eddie are back to back, you know, playing the guitar and the bass with one another, and he's so animated and he's so much fun to watch. He's an entertainer. And so I didn't really, the concert was okay. I'd give it about 5.5, 6 maybe out of 10 compared to even the concert with Sammy Hagar, where they still had Michael Anthony on the bass. I would probably rate that about an 8, you know. And then of course seeing Van Halen in their prime back in the day, you know, when I was a kid, God, those concerts were incredible. And David Lee Roth put on such a show. You know, he would have those, I hope I'm saying this right, Bushido swords maybe, where he was super into the martial arts and they had the big ribbons on the end of them, and he would get out on stage and he'd swing those around. And I mean, he was all over the place, and he just put on a heck of a show. But still, their music is timeless. I love it. It's just been great to hear the albums. And I got a few more. I got a bunch of them on CD, but I need to go ahead and start working on. These are the only 3 I have, or that I could find that I have on album. I didn't go through the whole stack, but I need to pick up the rest of them, and I will be on the lookout for the rest of the Van Halen album so that I can complete the entire Van Halen discology on vinyl. That's got to happen, and I'll keep you guys posted as I do it. Check this out. This is one of Jason Rose's Vietnam tribute blanks, and I'm turning 3 of these today. My wife has 2 brothers and an uncle who all served in Vietnam, and she asked me if I would make a pin for each of them, you know, just as kind of to say thank you for your service. I think it turned out amazing. I'm getting ready to turn the other 2, and hopefully they turn out as beautiful as this one, and I'll come back and show you all 3 of them when they're finished. I've been working pretty hard on the glue up here, and I've got all of the blanks jointed on one side so that I can glue sets of them up. And you'll notice over here on the left, I've gone ahead and squared everything up. All those pieces are still on the saw. We're going to separate these and use them to fill in the voids over here on the right side, or then we'll square the right side up, and should be a pretty good looking blank. Take a look over here at the lathe. Oh my gosh, is that ever a mess. I have got to get my shop vac replaced. I need it badly. We're just gonna have to wait till after the show. I got one blank turned here. My other blank I just finished turning. Both of those are ready for the micro mesh. I just need to get this lathe cleaned up before I do that. So it won't be long. I'll have these 2 pins finished. But first off, I think we're gonna work on getting some of the glue ups done over here. So I'll keep you guys posted on where we get. Been a pretty good day, guys. I got 3 of those Vietnam pins turned. I've already packed them up and put them away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause right here, and I'm going to show you a photo that I took of them. I also posted this to Instagram just to kind of show you what they look like. I think they turned out really nice, and I think the recipients are really going to enjoy them. Let me show you where else I am, how far I've made it today. Here's a couple of my blanks. These are glued up and ready to go. These 3 sections are glued up and ready to go. And over here is one more glue up of 3 sections. I just put the glue on. They've got a little bit of time to dry. There is a possibility if those dry, I may go ahead and get this entire, that's the center section, I may go ahead and get this entire thing glued up today. That would be ideal, and then I could come back next time I'm in the shop and work on splitting it, you know, into the diagonals. I ended up having, remember I had 3 extra blanks left? I ended up using those to fill spaces. This is all I've got left. Those are the cutoffs from this blank, and that's pretty darn good. I got lucky and I had enough stuff to where I could make it all work. I'm sweating it out, guys. It's a long day in the shop today, which is great. I'm ready to go in and start doing a little video editing because, you know, I'm really tired. It's been hot all day. You know, I want to just get a shower, have a little food. But I'm holding out for you guys, and let me show you what I mean. This is the last 3-segment blank, and this is the other piece of that blank, all glued up. I need about 10 more minutes. That'll put me at about 25-30 minutes, and then I can glue these two together, and I'll have a solid whole blank ready to be cut into diagonals the next time I get out in the shop. I got everything done except this. I'm farther along than I want it to be, but since I'm so far along, I just can't walk away. I gotta stay the course and hold on until I can glue that up. And that's what I'm doing. I've already put the albums away. I've been cleaning up around the shop. I've emptied all the video off my phone. I'm doing everything I can to just sort of milk time so that I can let that finish drying and get those two pieces glued together. This is gonna be huge for me, because I can't wait to get back out to the shop next time and start cutting this. So I'm gonna go ahead now and I'm gonna end this video. I wanna thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I've had a killer day in the shop. It's been, this whole weekend has been so productive. I've got so many things done I wanted to do. I'm farther along than I thought I would be on this blank, which is great. I got 3 pins turned. I got my shelf up, which has opened up my entire aisle. It's like my shop got bigger automatically because I'm not having to carefully walk around that turntable every time I go through there, which, you know, you're always worried about bumping it and making it skip. So this has just been a great weekend. But that's it for me. Thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you again very soon, and I'll give you tons of updates on this Chaos 3 blank as I finish putting it together. Take care, everybody. Have a great evening. Guys, I know I closed the video down, but I just couldn't resist taking one last shot. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. Look at all the exotics in there. Final glue up is in progress. Next time I come out to the shop, we'll make this thing look incredibly chaotic. Those colors ought to really light up and pop whenever we spin it around.